Hey everyone, I'm Jason and I design models for 3D printing. I put together a time lapse of the sculpting, printing, and painting process that we often go through for our models. This was one of the RPG tabletop dice pals that has a twist off head and stores dice inside that we made for our next level Kickstarter. So sit back and relax, and you can watch the whole process of how we design and make these models. I'll jump in from time to time with a little commentary to explain a few steps of the process along the way. Everything starts with some basic shapes to block out the overall form of the reindeer. His cloak starts as a basic cylinder and gets modified from there. I like to add color to the character as I work, for a few reasons actually. It helps me to get excited about the character as I'm working on it. It helps define each of the individual shapes, and also kind of defines who that character is. Once all the basic shapes are in, I'll begin to refine them and increase the resolution of the model so that we can begin to add more and more details. When it comes to 3D printable models, one thing that I prefer to do is to make the model itself support free, meaning that you don't have to add any extra slicer supports. That adds extra time, it wastes material, and it can also, add little marks to your model after printing. So one thing that I think about when I'm making a model for 3D printing is how can I pose this character in a way that won't require any additional support material to be used. I'm going to go ahead and jump forward a little bit on this process. I played around with his shapes a little bit for quite a while. I wasn't super happy with how his body was looking a little stumpier than my concept art, so I actually ended up refining it a little bit and then adding in some scroll details, and I played with the leaves on his head for quite a while and what color they should be. But we're gonna just kind of jump around here a little bit because that did take me some time to discover what the final shapes would be. Once I was happy with all the final shapes, I went ahead and cut the dice pal joint so that he could have storage inside and his head twist off, and then it was time to 3D print. Here's a time lapse on our CR10 of that process. The model was primed with a black spray paint, and then I went over that with a white zenithal highlight to simulate sunlight. These are the speed paints and the acrylic craft paints that I use to achieve the final look. For most of the painting process, I just used the Army Painter speed paints on top of that priming that I did, and it creates shadow and highlight effect just by filling in the deep spots with darker, more paint, and kind of just a thin layer on top of the high points. I really enjoy painting models, and I think I prefer a painted model look over a color printed model look. The color printed model really gives you that toy quality, and that's really fun, but I love the depth of color and the depth of the detail that you can get by painting a 3D print. And with that, he is pretty much finished. Here he is compared to the 3D render we did, and I'm happy with how he came out. If you guys like this kind of content and want to see more, then please consider subscribing, like this video, and ring that bell so that we can continue to grow the channel. If you like these models, then head over to zykit.com. Our models are our merch, so you can pick up the models, support the channel, and paint one of these guys for yourself, or pick up the whole bundle if you like. So thanks for watching, everyone. Tell me down in the comments if you prefer to paint your models or if you'd rather just print them in the color they're supposed to be. I'd love to hear about it. So thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.